today's class, we're going to start with some standing exercises and then we'll go into some classic Pilates exercises on the mat. We're going to be working arms, tummies, bums and hips. And even in just 15 minutes, you are really going to feel this. So let's start by standing on the mat with our feet about hip distance apart. Just rock back and forward slightly on the feet just to get into a nice comfortable position. Let's imagine there's a string coming out the top of the head and we're going to pull gently on that string just to lengthen up through the body and get a nice gentle stretch through the spine and the back of the neck. Just stand nice and tall. Let's breathe nice and naturally into the lungs and we'll lift the shoulders up, back and down. Again, lift the shoulders up, back and down. Last time, up, back and down. Let's raise the arms up, drop the chin into the chest and roll gently down through the spine. Just one bone at a time. Keep soft through the back of the knees and just hang at the bottom. You're not stretching for the ground. The aim is not to touch the toes, but just to feel a nice stretch through the back of the legs and up through the length of the spine. We'll ragdoll here for a moment, take a few nice breaths, and then slowly we'll rebuild through the spine, one bone at a time. Back up to standing, arms up, chin into the chest, and down towards the ground. Nice and relaxed through the knees, engage the tummies, relax through the shoulders. We'll hang here for a moment, take a few nice breaths, and then slowly rebuild up through the spine, one bone at a time. And let's just rest those shoulders comfortably. We're going to start with working on the arms. So let's just raise the arms out to the side. We're not bringing the arms back, just a comfortable position straight out to the side. And we'll just do some gentle circles. So some small circles forward for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pulse up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's turn the left palm up to the ceiling. And again, we'll pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse the hands. Put the right hand towards the ceiling. Pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try circles. Let's challenge the brain as well as the arms. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Keep the tummies engaged. 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse the left hand up to the ceiling. Circle forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left hand down. You should really be feeling this now. Relax through the shoulders, engage through the tummy. Let's pulse up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Big finish, fast pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And gently lower the arms. Let's do a shoulder shrug just to loosen out those shoulders. So up, back and down. Well done. That's not easy. So we'll go down to the mat. If you come towards the back of your mat, raise the arms again, drop the chin into the chest, This time we're going to bend the knees, walk out onto all fours. We're going to drop the knee to one side and spin around onto our bum. We're going to go into our 100 exercise. So for the 100, we're going to start in a seated position on the mat, legs bent at about a 90-degree angle, feet flat on the mat, feet about hip distance apart. For this exercise, I'm going to show you 3 different levels, which is 3 different positions of the legs. If you're new to Pilates, I recommend that you start with level 1, and as you get stronger in your core, then you can progress up through the levels. It's better to do the exercise correctly and to be able to hold the position for the full count of 100 than to rush through the levels and end up either not finishing the exercise or putting any stress or strain on the body. So for all 3 levels, we'll start by lowering ourselves down to the mat. So if you just gently hold the back of the legs, and we'll lower down through the mat. Let's bring the feet in a little bit closer to the bum. Feet are still about hip distance apart, and there's about a 90-degree angle in the legs. So for all 3 levels of the exercise, we're going to lift the head, shoulders and upper back off the mat, lift the hands in line with the shoulders and stretch the fingertips towards the opposite wall. So this will be our holding position, engaging into the tummy as much as possible and stretching those fingertips forward to take as much of the back off the floor as possible. We will be holding for a count of 100, breathing in for a count of 5 and out for a count of 5 as we pulse the arms. So it'll be until we get to 100. If you do this position here with the feet flat on the ground is level 1. If you'd like to progress to level 2, float one leg and then the second leg up to a tabletop position. And level 3 is the 2 legs straight to the sky with the feet together. Today I'm going to do it in the level 1 position, so feet flat on the mat, about hip distance apart. So let's start together. We're lying on the mat, shoulders are nice and relaxed, hands are resting on the mat. Let's take a breath in to prepare, engage the tummy, lift the head, shoulders and lower back off the mat and stretch those fingers forward. And let's start pumping. Make sure you're keeping those tummies engaged and keep stretching forward as far as you can. So keep the shoulders and the upper back off the mat. Try and not let any tension creep into the shoulders or the neck. Just keep nice and relaxed. Keep the tummy engaged all the time. A nice squeeze into the lower tummy. Last one. And let's lower the head, neck and shoulders gently back to the mat. Well done. The next exercise is also in this position. We're just going to bring the feet a little bit closer to the bum. Just make sure you're nice and relaxed through the shoulders. The hands are flat on the mat. And we're going to go into what's called the shoulder bridge. So we'll start with the tummies, nice and engaged, and we will tilt the hips backward, lifting the tailbone towards the ceiling slightly. Then we'll peel the hips off the mat and lift up through the spine, one bone at a time, until we come up to a nice straight position from the knee to the shoulder. We're going to hold in this position for one breath, relax through the shoulders, and then we'll slowly roll down one bone at a time through the spine until we're back in our start position. Again, we'll start by tilting the hips back, lifting the tailbone first, and then one bone at a time until we get that nice straight line. So really push up through the hips to get that nice straight line from the knees to the shoulders. Stay nice and relaxed in the shoulders. Make sure you're not resting too much on the head. The weight should be on the shoulders. And then let's lower down. So one bone at a time down to the mat. Let's keep going. So drop the hips back, tailbone lifts, lift the hips and up to a nice straight position. We'll hold here for a moment, nice deep breath, and then slowly roll back to the mat. We'll do one more. This time we'll add in an extra challenge if you feel you're able. So tummy engaged, drop the hips, lift the tailbone and the hips off the mat until we're up to our straight position. Then if you feel you're able, float the arms up to the ceiling. So that will take away the support and add an extra challenge to the exercise. Make sure you're keeping those hips lifted, so you should be more or less straight here through the front of the hips, straight line from knee to shoulder. We'll stay here for 2 breaths. Then keeping the arms lifted, if you have them raised, we'll slowly lower one bone at a time down to the mat and relax the arms. Super. So for our next exercise, we're going to come back to a seated position. So just grab the back of the leg and bring yourself up to a seated position. This exercise is called a C curve. So we're going to sit in the same start position as we did for the 100, sitting on the mat with the feet flat on the mat, legs about hip distance apart, 90-degree bend in the knees. We're going to hold the arms out in front, nice straight line through the back. We're going to start by taking a nice breath, engage the tummy, then drop the lower back down towards the mat and slowly lower your back towards the mat as far as is comfortable for you. So for you, it might be just a small curve, or you might be able to go closer. Don't go too far, just go as far as you can hold comfortably. Keep the tummy engaged. Then we'll take a breath in and we'll bring ourselves back up to a seated position. Let's do that again. So we'll drop the lower back and then slowly lower down towards the mat, just as far as you are comfortable. No strain into the shoulders, no strain into the neck. Let's just hold in this position and then slowly lift back up. We'll do 2 more. So drop the lower back, lower down towards the mat. Your hands should be in line with your shoulders, so more or less in line with your knees. Let's hold for a moment and lift back up. We'll do 1 more. Drop the back and lower down towards the mat. This time, if you're able, we're going to add in an extra challenge of opening the arms down to the mat. Don't worry if you're already working hard in the position that you're in. You're still doing lots of work, so don't worry if you can't add in the arms. I'm going to do 8 on each side. I've lost count, but I'm going to assume that that was about 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Arms together and come back up. Well done. That one is definitely tough. So for our last exercise for today, we're going to come over onto our side and rest on our elbow. So the elbow should be directly underneath the shoulder, the hand straight in front, the knees bent forward, so the back of your feet. Lift the waist gently away from the mat and rest your upper hand on the mat in front of you for support. We're going to engage through the tummy, and let's just start opening from the knees. Keep the heels and toes together, and we're just lifting from the knee. The leg should be the only thing that's moving, so no rocking back and forward through the body. The upper body should be stable, with the tummy engaged and the waist lifted. Completely lost my count, but we're definitely gone past 8. Let's stretch the upper leg in line with the body, and let's just do small pulses up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do circles forward, small circles. 1, 2, 3. Keep the tummy engaged. Keep the waist as lifted from the mat as you can. 6, 7, 8. And reverse the circle. The circle doesn't have to be very big, just as much as you can hold. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold the leg straight. We're going to finish with some quick pulses. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax the leg down. You should be feeling that in the bum. So give the bum a nice smack to release out that tension. And we're going to spin around and do the same thing on the other side. So line yourself up towards the back of your mat. I find using the line of the back of the mat keeps me in the right position. So your shoulder, the back of your bum, and the soles of your feet should be more or less lined up along the back of your mat. Knees are bent to about a 90-degree angle. Your elbow is directly beneath your shoulder. Lift the waist away from the mat. Rest your hand on the mat in front of you and engage the tummy. And then let's open our clam shell. Keep the body stable. So this is coming from the hip. Just breathe nice and gently. 5, 6, 7, 8. Engage the tummy and lengthen out that leg. We're going to go slowly up. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a small movement. We're not aiming for height. We just want to feel that activation into the hip and bum. Let's circle forward, small circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep the tummies engaged, keep the waist lifted. Big finish pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. Well done, guys. Another class down. I hope you're feeling it. We'll see you back here again soon for another class.